Have you ever thought that small daily purchases, like your $5 morning coffee, could be the very thing keeping you from becoming financially free? That's the big idea behind the Latte Factor, a powerful and simple story by David Bach that might change the way you look at money forever. This isn't your typical financial book filled with charts, jargon, and technical advice. Instead, it's told as a modern-day parable through the eyes of a young woman named Zoe Daniels. Zoe is 27, living in New York City, and like many people in their 20s and 30s, she's struggling with money. Despite having a good job at a travel magazine, she feels constantly broke. Every time payday comes, the money seems to disappear just as quickly. Between rent, bills, and the little things she buys to stay sane, like coffee, lunch, Ubers, and nights out, there's never anything left over to save or invest. And more importantly, Zoe doesn't really believe she can build wealth. She thinks investing is only for rich people or people who understand the stock market. She feels stuck in the cycle of living for the weekend while quietly dreading Monday morning. But all of that begins to change the day she walks into her regular coffee shop and meets Henry. Henry is a barista at the shop, but more than that, he's wise, calm, and seems to know a lot about life. He sees something in Zoe that she doesn't yet see in herself. One day, after noticing how often she comes in and what she orders, Henry strikes up a conversation, and then he asks her a simple but powerful question. "Do you really want to be rich?" Zoe laughs. "Sure," she says. "Who doesn't?" But Henry's not joking. He tells her that real wealth isn't about earning more money. It's about how you manage the money you already have. And this is where the central concept of the Latte Factor is revealed. You don't have to earn more to be rich. You just have to spend less than you make and invest the difference. It sounds too simple, almost too obvious. But that's the point. The Latte Factor is the idea that the small, unnoticed expenses in your life, like daily lattes, ordering food out, unused subscriptions, or impulse Amazon purchases, can quietly drain your future wealth. Henry asks Zoe to add it up. Her $5 coffee a day isn't just $5, it's $150 a month. That's $1,800 a year. Over 30 years with compound interest, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Suddenly, Zoe starts seeing money differently. Not as something she doesn't have, but as something she's been wasting without realizing it. Henry challenges her to track her expenses, not with a strict budget, but just to build awareness. And as Zoe begins to write things down, she realizes how many purchases she makes out of habit or emotion, not necessity. What's more powerful is this. Zoe starts to see how just a small shift in mindset can open the door to financial freedom. She doesn't need to win the lottery, get promoted, or become a financial genius. She just needs to pay attention to her money and make intentional choices. Henry gives her a journal and writes on the first page, "You are richer than you think." That sentence becomes a theme throughout the book, because for most of us, the issue isn't income, it's awareness. It's the belief that money is something that happens to us rather than something we can control. As Zoe dives deeper into her own spending patterns, she begins to make small changes, bringing lunch to work a couple days a week, canceling a gym membership she rarely uses, setting up automatic savings, even if it's just $10 a week. And most importantly, she begins to invest early and often. That's another major takeaway from the Latte Factor. You don't need a ton of money to invest. You just need consistency and time. Even $5 a day invested in a low-cost index fund can grow to over $1 million in 40 years. This isn't magic, it's math. It's compound interest, the most powerful force in personal finance. As Zoe learns more from Henry, she starts to experience something she hadn't felt in years: control, hope, confidence. She realizes that her financial future isn't something she has to fear. It's something she can build. By the end of part 1 of the book, she's taken a major step. She's decided to believe that she can be wealthy. She's taken her power back. And it all started with a conversation over coffee. The Latte Factor teaches us that wealth is built not in big leaps, but in small steps. That every dollar you spend is a choice, and every choice shapes your future. In the next video, we'll dive into the 3 core truths Henry teaches Zoe and why they're so essential to becoming financially free, no matter your income level. But for now, remember this. You are richer than you think.